This is who I am. This is what I do. Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Rochelle Show. And in this episode, I am going to be talking about learning to love yourself. I've spoken a lot. This series has been all about loving yourself in different ways. But this video is just going to be what I feel it means to love yourself and how you can learn to do that. Because for some people, it is a process or it is something that people need to consciously do. In my personal belief, what it means to love yourself and how you can show or know or realize that you do love yourself is just literally wanting what's best for you and being comfortable with who you are, being comfortable in your own skin and being able to say, this is who I am. And just being able to be who you are, knowing who you are, accepting who you are and wanting better for yourself. I don't think there should ever be a point in your life where you don't want better. I feel like we should all be continuously trying to grow and trying to evolve and always trying to be a better person. My New Year's resolution every year, just be better. Be better at what? Just be better at it all. Just be a better you in some way, shape or form. Whatever it means to you to be better. Just thinking about the things that you've done or the things that you didn't do, regrets, etc, etc. And also just learning to accept yourself, your imperfections and your flaws. And this could be physically, mentally, whatever. But the things that you find imperfect, just accepting that those are a part of the package and not hating yourselves for that, not hating yourself for how you look or hating yourself because of certain characteristic you have or hating yourself for things that you've done in the past. Just accepting that everything you've done, what you look like, how you feel about yourself, everything is part of you, and you wouldn't be the you are today if it wasn't for your past. And just accepting everything that's happened to you and just learning to grow forward from it. And you just gotta love yourself through the good times and the bad as well, because there's some things in everybody's lives where it was like, whatever attitude you have, whatever character that was, whatever that moment of your life was, girl, what was that? Girl, boy, what was that chapter about in that page of that book? What was that part about? But even when you have that bit where it's like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? What was I going through? You've just got to love yourself through that. Boy, that was me then. I love that because that made me who I am today. I just think as well, with loving ourselves, we need to learn how to speak positively to ourselves and how to speak affirmations over our lives. Like, if you are constantly saying negative things to yourself, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I'm lazy, I'm never going to do this, I'm never going to get anywhere. Do you love yourself? Because is that how you treat people you love? And I just feel like you should think, how would you speak to your best friend or your mum or your child or your sister? You would speak kindly to them, and you should be speaking kindly to yourself. You should speak to yourself with love. Speak as if you love yourself. Say the things to yourself that you would say to a loved one. You shouldn't be treating yourself differently. If you can have empathy for someone else, why can't you have empathy for yourself? Sometimes we really have to think, is this the kind of advice, or is this how I would treat somebody that I love? And realize that it's not. Sometimes we put ourselves on the back step and we treat ourselves so badly and treat other people much better. But there are times when you have to prioritize yourself. Loving yourself is doing things for you, doing things that you want to do, not doing things just because somebody else wants to do it and you're doing it for the sake of them. No. Put yourself first. Spend time on you. Do things that are good for you. Doing things that are good for you now and good for you in the long run. I think if you're loving yourself, when you're truly loving yourself, you're not only thinking of you in the moment, you're thinking of you in the future. Because sometimes you want to do something in the moment that's good for right now, but deep in your heart, you know that's not good for 10 years down the line, and that's not good for 20 years down the line. So I think just taking care of yourself, treating yourself well, treating your body well, treating your mind well, and just treating yourself fairly, not self-sabotaging yourself. If that is something that you do, self-sabotage, working through that. Why do you do that? Why are you the way that you are? If you don't love yourself, you are just if you don't love yourself, you will be on a journey to self-destruction. That's it. You will self-destruct at some point. You know, if we do not love ourselves and we're not wanting what's best for us and we haven't accepted ourselves, we will never have what's good enough for us. We will never have what we deserve, because we will settle for less, because we won't know that we're worth more. And you've got to know your value. You have got to know your value. You're of high value. Well, so first of all, once you love yourself, your price has gone up. You gold, you platinum, you melanin now. Like you hot steppers. And if you do not know your value, you'll be settling for those who do not deserve you, and you'll be hanging around people who do not love you, who do not want what's best for you, and that's just self-destruction. You cannot just be around people that do not love you or do not want the best for you, because they will just be dragging you down to the pits of hell. Literally, they will be dragging you down, and we're trying to get up. Let's get lifted is what we're trying to do. And for some people, it may be coming to the realization or the acceptance that you are worthy of love. Some people think that they are not worthy of love because of whatever's happened to them in their past. But we are now talking about the present and the future. And everybody is worthy of love. There is no one that is not worthy of love. Everybody is worthy of love. Love is what makes the world go round. Loving ourselves means that we have to unlearn things that people have taught us about ourselves, because there are certain people, or you may have certain relationships where people have fed you very negative lies about you and said, you know, you're never going to be this, or you're never going to be that, or you're this, you're ugly, you're fat, you're dumb, you're this, whatever. And you may have been used to hearing that, and you started to believe that as your truth. And with learning to love yourself and learning to grow, you've got to unlearn these things and realize that somebody else's truth about you is not your truth, and you need to figure out your own truth. And I think we need to realize that the best person we can get love from is ourselves, because we are the only people that we can really depend on to be there for us all of the time, 100%. You're the only person that you can rely on, you know, because you're always there for you. You can never be you shouldn't ever be too busy for you. You shouldn't ever be too busy to spend some time with you. And again, once you love yourself, you won't be begging for the love of others. You won't be willing to change yourself or sacrifice yourself for the sake of getting love from somewhere else. Because once you love you and you know your value, you will draw in naturally people who will see your value and who will love you for you. You should never feel like you have to change yourself to get love, because that is not real love. People need to be able to, once you can love yourself, flaws and all, you're just opening the door for somebody else to love you, flaws and all. I think self-love is a necessity of life, and it is different for everybody. There's not really a tick list or a check box that you can do. Take these 5 tips to love yourself. It's a self journey, and everybody's journey will be different. But I think just acknowledging, or just even saying to yourself, man, I love me. Like, to your own horn sometimes. There's no problem with that. There's no problem with that at all. RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love anybody else? Which is very true. But I also think, if you don't love you, how could you expect anyone else to? You know you inside and out, right? If you can't love you for you, why should anybody else love you for you? Do you know what I mean? You've got to set the example. We've got to set the tone for our lives. I feel like I've said that before in another video, but We do. We need to set the tone for our lives, and we need to show people how we want to be treated. If you treat yourself well, nobody can come in your life and treat you less than, because you've set the tone. You need to match me or point check. I feel like once you give love, you get love. So starting off with yourself is just a godsend. And sometimes you just got to take it day by day, you know. Sometimes you have to take it day by day. If self-love is something that you struggle with, just show yourself some love on one day. Maybe you didn't love yourself on Wednesday, but you loved yourself on Thursday. The journey is different for everybody, and you meet me. Yeah, you may need to take it day by day, moment by moment, whatever, but it's just something I think we should consciously be thinking about. Just ask yourself, do I love me? Yes, I'm not sure. If it's a yes, good. Why do you love you? Affirm yourself. How comes I love me? If it's a I'm not sure, why not? Why should I love me? Tell me all the good things about me. But yeah, it's just a day by day thing. And I also think this is why we shouldn't idolize people. Why we shouldn't idolize others, because sometimes we put people on a massive pedestal and we idolize them so much that we feel when it comes to loving ourselves for who we are, we find it difficult because we've been measuring greatness or deservingness of love on such a high barrier when that barrier is not really that real. But yeah, self-love is amazing. Self-love will change your life. It will change your life. On the real. Hit me up in the comments and let me know what you love about you, or when you realize you love yourself, or what you're doing to try and grow your love for you. Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't already. Excuse my voice. I know it's a little crusty. But you know, bank holiday and all, we got turned. But yeah, like this video if you did like it, please. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.